All right, let's stay focused, guys. This little zone that we're in right here, there was a lot of volume. That's why I've marked this zone up. There's a lot of volume like right inside of this candle moving up, like basically, well, both, really all of them. But this is the first zone. I was like thinking, all right, let's make sure and see if this is, make sure that this is actually, uh, like defended, if you will. What is that level? 475. You guys can see my screen, right? It says it's running, but I can't see the preview.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Sweet. Okay. All right, Gabrielle. What was going on? What were you seeming to have problems with? I can look at it now.
No, so like I was trying to put in like an order, like I put in like a ghost came up.
Mm-hmm.
So I was trying to do the setup and it didn't let me. Like it, or it let me and then but I couldn't see it. Like it doesn't show that I put it in.
So you put the trade in, but you don't actually see the trade
Exactly.
on your chart, right?
On the trader rate.
Is it? Do you see any open orders, like open P&L running right now?
No.
All right.
No, like I had it pending, like you
Oh,
know
okay.
how you know how sometimes the Titan shows up like a little ghost.
Yeah.
So I was trying to do that just to test it, and it doesn't show it like
So
at all.
are you? And you're trading directly on Trade 8, right? Or you
Yeah,
take?
and so what I did is I just put exit, that I hit the exit market or whatever,
Yeah.
and it showed such and such canceled. So like it took it, but it wouldn't show me that I had it in the right spot or anything. It was kind of weird. And I already logged out and logged in, and then
Yeah.
I even changed computer. So I logged out from my Chrome into my Apple to see if I was like, well, maybe it's a computer, but it
Yeah.
did the same thing over there. So I don't know.
Yeah, well, if it happens again, let me know, and we can try and look at it. Try to take screenshots, pictures, anything that you can. You know what I mean? Anything that would help.
Okay.
Sometimes sometimes things get a little weird, a little buggy, but it should be, especially if you're trading directly on Trade 8. Normally, I mean, it's pretty good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah,
I will. I'll do that.
all right. All right.
Because what happened is that it one hit and I didn't know, and it went in the opposite direction. Because I couldn't tell if it had taken in buyer and sell, and it like threw it off. I was like, oh no! So I lost
Yeah.
because of that.
I know.
I was like, okay, I'm not
I'd have been
till I figure it
panicking.
out.
I'd have been panicking and clicking that exit all, exit all, exit all.
Yes, that's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay.
Yep. You're welcome.
It happened to me twice this morning too.
Okay. So yeah. So something must have been going on maybe with Trade 8.
That 448 that you had on your
Say that again.
the 448, that first zone you had on what you posted earlier in mentorship.
Yeah.
I think it was perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. It pushed right up in there. 25. I've got this set up as a 26 point box just to get it, one point outside of there. So I didn't take that one. I didn't take this one, but it was only because I wasn't sure if price was gonna rip straight into there. You know what I'm saying? Like all the way up to this volume level or not. So I was too chicken. But yeah, if you traded it, man, if you trade it as a reversal, that is, then you got it.
Yeah, I didn't take it either, but it held well.
Yeah. The one that I'm really interested in the most is, I know it's far away, but I mean it's down here because that's where I can see we got some volume. VWAP has moved up to 313 at this point, but there's still a lot of volume down there in that area. So I was a little bit more excited to try and trade that. Oh, this reversed pretty good off of that one too. And if you notice, these are not really set at 25-point levels, you know what I'm saying? I've got these kind of marked up based on volume and order flow that I was reading. All right. Now this zone here, we've got yesterday's VWAP closing price inside of here. So we'll see. I mean, we've already eaten through it, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I personally don't, I mean, I could be wrong, but I think that prices push down and then come back. And that's where we'll see some more opportunity. I mean, unless you're just selling right now, then you got it. But VIX is up right now. That means these are down. No signals from Titan yet. What does that say? 25,191. Oh, that's so far away. All right, I'm telling you, 300. We'll see what happens. Thank you. Right around 300. If it goes there, a lot of stuff. Feel like this will be a decision point for sure. Right around there. POC has shifted on mini version of NASDAQ. It's at 420 now. So POC is at 275 on MNQ and 400 on or 420 on the mini version. Oh yeah. Okay. I get back. I'm here. I'm just waiting and watching. Wiki, wiki, wiki. You see all these wicks everywhere? Trying to force traders out. Mm-hmm. You see that move right there? That's probably intentional. I'm gonna go look at it. Oh yeah, huge delta. If you got tricked into buying, you just you're predictable. You're trading emotionally, and nothing there to say to buy. No signal. Yeah, I need some tahini. My pineapple.
It was like some wine or some cantaloupe.
Yeah, pineapple.
You're getting too Mexican, Ken.
You know, say.
I bet you have your margaritas with tahini too.
No, I don't do that. That's funny though. It is funny. I just use a little bit. I got this stuff at Fry's. I'm looking for it. I don't know where it is and where it went, but it's like a different. It's kind of like a. It says it's got a twist, and it's a sweet and spicy, so it's like a slightly different version, and it's pretty good. You can definitely
They
taste a
also
little bit
have
of
the low
sweetness.
sodium version of the tahin. It's got a blue cap. So
Mm,
if you want the lower sodium, a healthier version, they have a
yeah,
blue cap.
yeah. I might check it out. It takes a while. It takes a while for me to get through this one because I don't use a lot. I know some people they go crazy with it. That just cover it. I just like a little extra flavor. You ready? Oh, okay, hold on. Let me mute this. I'll be right back. I gotta run out to the garage real quick. Just a second. I'm sitting here just kind of waiting for it to see if it goes down to 300.
What the fuck ain't it loading, bro?
Somebody has a hot mic.
Oh shit.
All right. Well, just know it's very unlikely that it will go higher without first going lower after something like this. After something like this, right? It's been here long enough, right? When was open? This was open, right? So we opened, pushed up, fell into here, and now all this trading, big wicks, lots of volume, no expansion. So my own view on it, for what it's worth, is it wouldn't go higher without first going lower. So that's kind of what I'm looking for, is like a I should say what I'm hoping for is a sweep lower down to 300. I want to see this consolidation area get broken, sweep down to 300, and then go up. And then look at all these untested session highs up above current price. Well, why can't I see it here? What's up? That's liquidity up there. All right, well, whatever. For whatever reason, it's not showing it on this one, but on the other one you could see it. But you can see right here all those levels up there. So that's why I'm just kind of like leaning towards that. I could be wrong. This thing could drop all day. I don't know, but that's just kind of what I'm looking for. It's what I could respond to easily. So what time is it? It's 55. Let me see if my son's about to want me to take him to school, so let me try to get that organized. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm running to the school, but it just happened. And can you believe I did not get filled?
I didn't either.
I had an order at 300 on the dot and it did not fill my order. How I don't know.
It hit 300 exactly, so it
To
probably just didn't get it.
to the tick, there was liquidity there. I could see
Yeah.
it. I don't know why.
hmm
That's the craziest thing. I sold down to it though, so I sold down to it, made my money, and then I had a buy. Oh, no. I was out of the trade by that time. Well, it already gave me my
Would you stay
trade.
out of it now?
I'm not, I can't bring myself to imagine losing. Imagine losing after we
hmm
just saw a winner. You know, after we just saw our trade win. So I won't trade it again. Sometimes this happens, but that's messed up. I'm glad I'm not the. I mean, I wish you would have got it, but I'm glad I'm not the only one that experienced that because that was crazy. That's probably like one of the first time I've never gotten a straight fill when it was very obvious that it hit. So there's another touch, but yeah, that's
Yeah, I
unfortunate.
think I'm staying clear of the second touch.
Yeah, I mean it might
It's
work, right? But it might work. Maybe you'll find a reason to buy out of it here in a minute or in 2 minutes, I should say. 10 o'clock's coming up. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe we get a perfect Titan setup, you know. But that's, dude, that's messed up. I saw it. I was like, my son's standing here. He's like, Dad, can we go to school? I'm like, wait, 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. And I was like, it's gonna happen in 2 minutes. Just hold on. And then I was like, actually, it's happening now. And then yeah, so I got a witness. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, and the way that I'm looking at it is, you know how you've mentioned like if it comes up to a level and it doesn't touch it, it just stops. Like it could be
Yeah,
like a point or a handful of ticks, and then it retraces. It may not go back too far, but in those situations, it's almost looking like a slingshot or an LB, right? Where it's like
yeah,
it came up, it didn't touch it, it goes back up. And in those situations, at least what I've observed so far is that it tends to maybe it'll turn at some point, but not before it would have stopped me out. So
yeah.
I decided not to take this one for that reason. So maybe it'll
Hey,
go, maybe it won't. But
Hey, good job just sticking to it. Look, the reality is the trade that we planned, it did win. So you want
yeah,
just accept it as a mental win because you did win that trade. I did win that trade. It just for whatever reason we didn't get filled. So it was good
yeah,
plan. It was good planning. It was good execution on your part. We waited for it. I'm up. I'm green. So I'm about to share my results. I've got my goal and I mean, man, it couldn't look. See, this is what I said I wanted to do was this right here, or I wanted to do this right here, and I did that. Now I also did one more, which I traded down to that area, but that's because of what I saw in between then and then. So that's
yeah.
cool. I'm cool with it. I'm happy with it.
I wish I would have taken the top level that you pointed out. I, it's amazing how well your levels hold, man. It's crazy.
I've been doing this for a little bit, you know.
Just a little bit.
Hey, look, maybe we get a Titan that comes out of here though. But I will be back, you guys. I got to run him over to school.
I have a question for the group, still new at this. Had the Titan come up and it showed to buy, but everything dropped, how would you have known which way really it was going to go? Because I would have made a mistake if I would have entered on the Titan that showed up where it went up and it actually dropped. Does that make any sense?
I mean, you're not gonna really know. The only thing about that, you're talking about the one that happened. I don't know what 6, 7 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing about that one that wasn't attractive is that price was just kind of there's just wicks all over the place. If you look at the previous 10, 15 bars, it just was
Oh yeah.
very, very choppy, and there's no real direction. That'll be a great question. I'd love to hear Ken's answer on that. But
Okay.
when I was looking at that, I was like, yeah, I don't. This just doesn't look very clear to what we're doing here. So I tend to try and stay out of any type of trades when the market looks like that.
Okay. Thank you.
But yeah, I definitely ask Ken when he gets back because I'll be curious to see what his thoughts are on it.
Okay. We'll do.
Everybody have a good trading week thus far. This is my first day getting the trade this week.
Oh. I was gonna say I haven't seen you for a few days, Clyde.
Yeah, I haven't got the trade this week. I've been working mornings at my job. So I get the trade today and tomorrow. Which is not bad. On my account, I was in the green, so it's not like I was in severe drawdown where it was just FOMOing me to death. I was able to be comfortable.
All right, I'm back again.
Welcome back.
And I got a
What's
late.
up, big dog?
I got a late start, but I heard I was looking at the stuff you put in the Discord. I'm
Yeah.
assuming you waited it for it to go up and sweep the high and then took a sell.
Actually, I bought it up here.
Chickened out.
I chickened out on the sell. I thought it was going to go to the volume level. I was dead set we were heading for volume. And so I actually bought, believe it or not. I know it sounds like very unlike me, but I bought thinking that I could snag a quick 20 points right up to 44 cents. I thought it would be one of those, very, very fast bullish candle, go tag the volume level and come right back down. So I actually lost my first trade here. And then, these zones really did good. So this one.
Yeah, I was looking at yesterday's high.
Yeah.
And it went 20 points past that. And I thought, wow, if you use yesterday's high and say went like 5 points above it for a sell, you would have been in a little drawdown, but that would have been a perfect sweep the high thing.
Yeah. See, and I saw that too. So yeah, that is, see, yesterday, if I delete this box here, look, we came and swept this earlier. I mean, like, after NFP came, bam, swept
Yeah.
the high. That would have been, I would have loved to trade that right there. But since we had already swept it, I was
Oh, okay.
thinking, they ain't gonna get me, they already swept the high. And so I thought, yeah, I thought I was gonna outsmart them, and I lost this
Gotcha.
trade. I lost this trade, but every other zone worked. 25 points off of here, 25 at least off of there. And then, yeah, Darren, I was thinking about it with this. I mean, look, everyone just must have had to. I saw limit orders on the DOM right here. So what that means is that everybody just had the same idea. There must have been a bunch of buy limits just sitting there, and it just, yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
nobody got filled right here, or at least maybe we just didn't have our orders in the queue early enough or something. I don't know what happened, but yeah.
I mean, I had mine sitting there for a while, so I'm
Me
like,
too.
it's just kind of weird. But
I
yeah, it's crazy. By the way, Dave had a question. I think he's still here about the Titan that happened like 10, 15 minutes ago. So
Yeah, thank you. We had the Titan signal, and it showed entry around 390,
Yep.
and it showed it going up, but actually it went way down. How would I have known that was going to happen? I'm missing something, because I would have taken that entry and blown it.
You would have taken the entry and lost one trade. We don't
One
know.
trade.
We don't know where it's gonna go. But what I was saying, yeah, this is a losing trade. I was in a sell during this time, right? We were talking
Yeah.
about selling down at 300. So that's something that's gonna come with experience. You are going to take blindly winners and losers right now, and that's okay. You need to do that. And you remember, if you watch the video, what you're tasked with right now is to not try. In fact, don't try to figure it out, because if you try to figure it out, what I found is most people actually mess it up worse. So instead of trying to figure anything out, just go and follow the strategy and take the trade. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. And then once you've taken, say, 100 trades, 30 days worth of trades, me and you are going to sit down together and we're going to look at your report, and then we will say, okay, how can we help you improve? Is it trade plan related, or do we need to start working on some filters or working on some location and and things like that? So yeah, that's, yeah, Dave, you've been here long enough that that we win and lose trades. So
Yeah, I was just curious.
yeah, if there's something if there's something that I see that would help us avoid a trade, I'll always let you know. But in this case, we were talking about selling, down to 300. So
Yeah, and I did make money on that. A little
nice.
bit of money. Paper
Good.
money.
Yeah, it's, what, it's that's what these live calls are here for, is that way. Hey, and I'm gonna tell you, sometimes I'll talk you right out of a good trade too. So don't only rely on me. You're building your skills, and so sometimes I will say, oh no, don't you dare buy a Titan, don't buy a Titan, and you'll see 3 Titan longs win, and so
Y-
it's just how we read the market, and best thing that you can do is start developing your own context around, well, like, let me just say this, take this slow, right? Follow the process, but what you will ultimately end up doing is building context around your trade. So right now, remember, so I'll put it this way. This seems to resonate with people the most. Right now, success in trading is not your weight to carry, right? It's not your job to be successful. That weight belongs with the strategy. So your only job right now is to execute on the strategy. You don't need to figure nothing out. You don't have to think about it. You're strictly focused on execution and letting the strategy do the heavy lifting. Once you have the muscle memory and the habit of just following the strategy, and you you remember I said you could come to me. I think I called you Scott that day. You know, and so
Yeah.
yeah, so the same conversation we had that day. You know, where I said
Okay.
I want you to come to me and be like, man, I could do this. You know, this is easy. I know how to do it. I feel real confident. You know, I've you know, blah blah blah, and then we'll look at your results and we'll say, okay, cool. Is the strategy actually working for you? That's when we'll actually know if the strategy works for you. We'll never ever know until that point. And then we can say, all right, let's put our heads together and let's see, can we improve the results? Right? Are the results bad, good? Are they break even? You know, things like that. Sometimes when we meet, I don't need to do anything. It's a high five and see you next week, you know, type of thing. Sometimes I have to really coach people and say, look at where you're going wrong, you know. And so we just don't know that until I see a report with perfect execution over time.
Okay.
And well, oh, look at this. We finally hit one of these levels here. So I know this sounds crazy, but look, what I observed a lot of times was when price broke through one of the, if price broke through and stayed below here, they were going to these other levels here. So that would be crazy to me. Would be absolutely crazy to me, but that's 200 points away. I don't even know how to handle this. This is the first time I've witnessed this happen live. I've only backtest watched these levels. So I don't know. I'm already at my goal. I'm already at my goal.
And
So, huh?
I had my daily POC at like 274, and once it broke past that, the TV Blast and Quantum were both strong red.
Huh?
So, and I was like, I bet that thing's going to 175. I got a good trade out of it, but once again, I didn't hold. I wanted to take the profit, right? But like, I
Right.
was like, I think this is going to that 175.
Yeah.
And usually it does. Usually it goes to those levels if it's trending.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me go. Let me go to this one right here. 175. Yep. Oh, I see what we're at. We're at the session low too. So,
But yeah, it broke the POC with the strong Quantum and TV Blast, and I was like,
mhm.
okay, I'm hopping in.
Yeah, that thing melted for sure. And here, I was convinced we were going to go up here, but now, see, I got these little levels. This is a paper trade, by the way, you guys. I'm just literally playing around with this. Um, I just want to see something on my screen. I just want to feel something. You feel me? So, so I've only back tested these. This is something new I'm working on. I showed you guys yesterday, and I'm telling you, what I saw was most of the time, if it broke through this fixed level, it would go down to this next level right here, which is like 200 points away. That if we were able to snag a 200 point move off of this, that would be crazy. So I'm gonna watch it. Again, this is a paper trade. I'm not recommending. Look, how are you gonna swing 200 points anyways? I don't know. So I don't have structure around how we would trade this yet. So, you know, just know I'm experimenting around, playing around with it.
Also, for anybody that's interested, TradingView is having a Valentine's Day sale up to 80% off.
Wow. 80%, huh?
Yeah, but that's probably if you buy the ultimate package,
Yeah,
right?
that's
But
oh,
it's
okay.
still,
Still a good deal. I mean,
yeah.
Black Friday they do. What do they do for Black Friday? It was like 90%, right?
Yeah, and like I said, I don't get the highest level. I get the second highest, and then if you don't need all the features,
Mhm.
once you buy, you downgrade, and they prorate adjust it. So if you buy 1 year in advance and you go down a level, you'll get like a year and a half.
Crazy. Hmm. So what I'd be watching for right now, and I'll keep this up for a little bit, is if this VIX keeps climbing. Once it hits 20, it's it's like a key level, and typically the market will start reacting in a pretty crazy way. So we're at 18.39 right now. Check the chat. I have not looked at chat one time. Okay.
There's some pretty decent opportunities today.
Yeah. Yeah, there was. Let's see. Take that off. Yeah, Steve, I don't know if you're on here, Steve. Let me see. Yeah, Steve, it does make a difference. You just have to zoom out. And look. It's if you enable the volume filter, you'll see some trades, and if you disable it, it's not going to make a huge difference. Depends on the volume and depends on the day, but it will change some of them. The biggest change is these Titan filters. Obviously, that's going to make a very, very big difference. But I'm gonna start working on the splitting of this, where because there's actually 3 filters inside of this one filter, and so I'm gonna separate them where you have kind of, like 1, 2, 3, and then your volume filter. So that way we can. I just want to play around with it. I know that these filters make it really, really like look, we haven't had any trades besides this one this session. Now look, if you take and turn the Titan off, if you turn the filters off, we had tons of trades. But that doesn't mean that, like, see, yeah, it's great that there's tons of trades here for us to take, and I get it that some of these are wins, right? And I also understand that we may have more wins today without the filters, right? I see winners, I see winners, I see winners. Titans normally win. I already said that. But what's the problem? And Steve, you don't have this problem so much, but it's for other people. People are over trading these, right? And so you have to kind of look at it as my idea is the big picture idea. Like, all right, how you can have access to 50 signals per day, but are you going to be profitable or not? Or what if you have access to 5 signals per day? Would you be profitable or would you not be profitable? And so, so it's just the only way I'll know is to just continue to observe it over time and look at results. But I do plan on changing this up to where you guys have a little bit more flexibility with the labels, so you can, with the filters, so you can mess around with them. But you can also just go back to the original Titan. If if you didn't have problems in the past and you just liked having the Titans and all the Titans, because the Titan does work pretty well just as it is, then just turn those filters off, and boom, you're gonna have your wins, you're gonna have your losses. You wouldn't have actually been able to take this trade because you would have been in this trade. So, and maybe that's something I should do, is make it do one trade at a time, where it's like it'll only display one trade at a time. So that way you don't see these sell, like, see, you would have been in this, you would have triggered in right here and you'd have been in it, and then it didn't hit the stop, but this one got triggered here. I don't know. I got ideas.
Hey, Ken, thanks for that. Thanks for the explanation.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hey, just one thing too. So prior to on the V1 of Titan, I was trading the 5-minute. So the 5-minute is really sparse now with the V2.
Right.
So I actually like being able to drop down to the 1 minute and just have a little less noise.
Right.
I haven't really taken many trades this week because there just really hasn't been much that has triggered, like when I've been at the computer.
Right.
So I'm just trying to watch it and figure out how I want to approach, that moving forward.
Okay. Well, just keep me in the loop. Keep me in the loop with things, and I'll keep the more feedback I get from you guys, the better. If I hear people say, "Ken, this is nice, I like it," but there is just absolutely not enough trades, I'll look at it. I'll look at it and I'll do some things. I'm good at listening, and I will take that feedback. That's how we got to where we are right now, is through feedback. So I appreciate you coming on here and letting me know, and how things are going.
Or maybe we can have a point that's like in between, like it's not too little, but kind of like an.
Yeah, That's what I was thinking is, see, this has this has 3 filters inside of it. I can split that and call it, you know, relaxed, relaxed, moderate, and strict, and then volume, and so if, and you can just kind of select it that way. Like if you want, a little bit more, like more trades, you could do it like that, or I could even probably, I could probably label it like that, like, less, more, or many.
And where are you getting that menu from?
This is the settings for the Titan right here. So I
All right,
just
I'm
open
in
up the
that.
settings.
Okay, I'm in there. It just looks a little different. Okay.
We'll compare it and let's see, because it should look the exact same, like the exact same. I mean, mine,
Okay.
like these are the default settings right here. So yours should look exactly like this right here. No different.
Okay. Let me see. Yeah, because I think when you set this up for me the other day, you set it up the way it was, that it was good.
Yeah. Yeah, yours should be set up just like, I can't remember what I put your risk at, but yours should look like, I think I set yours up exactly like this right here.
TP risk is 1, TP risk is 2.
Yep.
I mean,
Perfect.
TP. Okay, and what's the thing I'm a little confused about still, and I've watched the video, is show ghost preview is marked. What is that?
That is, you'll notice as here, let me go to a smaller time frame. You'll notice as the candles are developing,
Yes.
and the pattern is developing, you'll see them start to kind of flash. It's a, here, I'm going to turn these off so that this is the ghost preview, where you see it's telling you in advance, like, hey, we're getting ready to set this up. It's not yet there, but if this candle closes like that, that way you know to reverse out quickly. See, now, boom, it's there, and now you see it's like it's showing you the future. It's telling you the signal, that way you can really be ready for the signal. So it's just the ghost. I called it the ghost because it's kind of like it's going to appear and disappear, because it's based on an open candle. But a lot of people said, Ken, sometimes I don't know when the signal is going to pop up because I can't interpret the pattern. Well, see, it did it for you. You see how it did it for you right there. And so that way it's just a way to prepare a little bit easier.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. This 15 seconds,
your top zone is good for almost 400 points now, Ken.
Wait, say that
I think
again?
what I've noticed, that first zone at the beginning of the day, the high,
Yeah.
that zone around 450, good for 400 points so far.
Wow.
You know what I don't know if this is going to be an all the time thing or a most of the time thing, but what I've noticed is that when with your zones, usually whatever the one that gets hit, well, at least lately, because the markets have been so crazy and trending, but like it hits and then it runs. I think it was yesterday was the same thing, and it just went for like, I mean, we're talking like 1 to 15, type stuff. Like it's crazy, these moves. So
yeah, I
you gotta
know,
start
man.
using some blind faith in your zones, because sometimes you're watching it go and you're like, nah, this thing's not gonna stop there, and it's just like on a dime, it just turns around. I'm like, man,
Well, it's because the
Ken
zones,
must be.
the Ken might know thing.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on myself. But no, it's because the zones I'm picking, I pick them based on not just location but order flow as well. So I mean, it's when I always say that you have to try to trade where urgency is created, or where traders are forced to react, not forced to have some fun and try some trading. They are actually forced to react. They have to cover a position. They have to their stop losses are getting hit, things like that. Those are areas where trading is forced. Well, if it's going to be forced, then you can identify what would happen. What would the outcome be if these traders are squeezed? what would the outcome be? You want to position yourself opposite of that, because that's what makes sense. And so that's why I focus on those areas so much, is strictly because of that. And I'll tell y'all something else. I happen to look at margin requirements this morning. 40,000. This is up. Oh goodness. It was at 32,000 the last time I looked. So there's a huge increase to 40,000. When CME updates initial margin requirements, that means that CME is anticipating a very large move in the market. That's what they did. See, I've been talking about this for a long time. Nobody listened though, but then all of a sudden they're like, oh no, gold and silver, what are these margin requirements that people are talking about? Da, da, da. That's what happened. I'm telling you, when you pay attention to some of those little things I say, that's how they curved that whole thing with gold and silver, was margin, and they raised the initial margin. And that's why Apex and everybody started limiting and doing whatever they're doing with gold and all that, because it is because of the margin requirements. But this is a leading indicator right here, right? When you see this happen, I mean, in gold's case, the margin requirements were used as a tool, to kind of govern the volatility. So that one was, that was after the fact. But when you see them changing margin requirements ahead of time, that's when okay, I better start looking around and paying attention, and looking for things. So it's something, it's good to keep track of it and just know what's going on.
Hey Ken, question. If we've been trading on Tradeovate and we wanted to switch over to NinjaTrader, I mean, we can use the same account that we got set up with our broker, right? I mean, for that.
Yeah, you can. So everything is the exact same except the platform itself. Yeah, so you'd log in. Yeah, you'd log in with your with your Tradeovate. I'm actually logged into NinjaTrader right now. I'm logged into NinjaTrader right now because I am using Addis, and Addis is connected through NinjaTrader. So
okay. Yeah, I don't know. For me, just Tradeovate just doesn't seem to be as user friendly as I would like for it to be. So I'm thinking NinjaTrader might be better, or another broker. I just want to double check on that.
Yeah,
but thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'll tell you what. There is a lot I like about Tradeovate, but it's one of those things you got to get used to it. You've actually got to get used to it, and you got to if you do get used to it though, I don't have any problems with I really don't have any problems with NinjaTrader. I mean with Tradeovate. There's the occasional bug. Obviously, I don't like to use a footprint chart. Let me put it this way. Tradeovate's not very good for charting, but it works great for placing trades. So if you're just placing trades on Tradeovate, it works great. It works great for that, and that's all I do on Tradeovate, right? So I still a lot of times I am still placing my orders on Tradeovate because I've had some issues with Addis, and I've also seen people have issues with NinjaTrader when it comes to the copy trading. The smoothest experience I've had for copy trading is placing my orders directly on Tradeovate. And then the other thing is I can see all the orders there. And I know that if I push exit, I know that every single order is going to be closed, and so it gives me just a confidence, I literally have a whole monitor that's just dedicated to, I got my NinjaTrader, my Tradeovate, everything's in view, and I zoomed in where I can hit that button exit if I have to, and so it's strictly for placing the trades, and that's it. I don't use it for anything else.
Okay. All right. No, that makes sense. Thank you. I appreciate that. And one last question. I'm just looking at your screen with the Titan.
Yeah.
Like mine is not painting the like the last three that you got that's on in the left under the E-mini NASDAQ. Is that
because it was 15 seconds, wasn't it?
Is that because I have the filters on?
I was on the 15-second. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
okay, my bad.
I was on the 15-second, but also I was talking about this earlier, and I turned the filters off because the
Oh, okay,
the market was
gotcha.
just like trending, so like I just like turned
Yeah.
it off just to kind of look at the Titans.
Okay, so you can. I mean, I could do that, but I see like the market's
Absolutely.
trending. Yeah.
You can,
Um.
yeah, you can. Look, the filter situation is new. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing that to try to limit the trades and
Oh
to
yeah.
try to provide more quality trades. Yes, that means there's going to be a lot less trades. Some days, you know what? You might take only one trade and you might lose that one trade. But
Right.
that's what you did. You lost one trade that day, not 3, not 4, not 5, and you didn't take 10 trades either. The next day you might come and you might take 2 winning trades, and they might be at TP2. So you could be up
Mhm.
4, you could be up +4, while yesterday you just lost 1, and so just try to,
Absolutely.
yeah, that's all I could do is, I think you guys got a good idea of the big picture, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, yeah. I'm actually using it along with the trading dashboard. I'm loving that. I'm loving the
mhm,
trading dashboard. Those
yeah,
signals that come up with that back dashboard when they're all lined up, man,
it's a
and
scalper's
and we're
paradise.
man, we're one of those key levels. I'm setting it. I got my trading view set up to take profit like really quick. So
Mhm.
I mean, and I'm in and out, and and if you're on NQ, obviously in and out could be a quick $100 in just a few ticks.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
So check this out. Look, hey, Matt, if you're on here, look at what happened
Mhm.
right before the level, and you see
Yeah,
is
just right. It didn't quite hit the level.
so you know what that means. It's almost a
It's coming
guarantee.
back down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they do that. They did that earlier, and I felt kind of bad because I said it because I know somebody probably bought when this happened right here. I could feel the urgency and I could see it, and I said, "No, you ain't gonna get me." And so I didn't buy, and I said, if you just bought, it's because you got emotionally triggered into this trade right here. It's the same deal. They push it up just to drop it down, because what happens when they push it up, they get buyers involved, emotional buyers, amateur buyers, buyers that don't actually have a plan. They're just buying because they got triggered emotionally. And so that's what happens to traders. It is, unless you are aware of that. And then boom, what happens? I bet you I go look at the order flow and there's buyers clear to the top of this, and they thought that was the move. Now remember, I was leaning towards bullish, so it was really affecting me, right? And so, but I did not buy. And then they slam it down in one candle, trigger stops, and trigger. They're trapped. They're trapped at that point, and so then they take it the right way. And so now, to me, kind of looks the same. You come down here. Oh, look at volume level. Everyone's probably selling right down into here, and then they push it the other way, right in this candle right there. And then now, if there's volume down here, if there's demand, they'll put it right back down there, and they could even put it right down here. But
About
By the way, I figured out what happened with my trader rate. So my mistake. I linked my PA with the eval accounts, and it was throwing it off. So that made me lose. So I'm not trading anymore today now that I figured that out. So just thought I'd give you a heads up. That's what happens.
it was the group trading.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. So you know what to do to fix it though now, right?
Yeah, because what
Okay.
happened is that for like my PA, I put like a stop loss of just $100.
Yeah.
So it had hit it when I tried to get in that it didn't show it. And then it only was moving the other two, but it didn't show where I was at, where I had placed the order or anything. Like it kind of like went away, but it was because of
Mm,
that. But now that I figured like if I try to do one, then it showed it again. So I figured that that's what's happened.
okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. As
But I'm
long
not
and
trading anymore today.
yeah. Now,
That's
when you're
weird.
ready, if you hook them all back up, just go over to micro NASDAQ and
I'm
just test
all
it.
micro, and my contract size is to like $80.
Yeah. 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 Some really really small, something super small, just for testing.
Yeah,
Look,
yeah.
see,
Thank you.
this this is what I'm gonna be working on next, you guys. And so, see, you already have access. You guys already have access to this. But you see, I know. I see. I released this, and it probably didn't make a lot of sense. But I'm so excited to finish building this out. This is this little here. It's the trade delivery system. You guys already have access to it in mentorship, but I'm gonna filter it out to where you know, where it's I actually already have a version that's really filtered out, but I'll be releasing that soon. But man, these little wick retests right here like that, and look, it's an instant TP too, so that's 10 points, right? That's the one that shows those alerts that says pending and then entry and then stop loss or TP, and it'll just tell you the amount of points. And so yeah, this one for trending markets, I'm so excited for this.
Ken, on that one, because I was having trouble figuring out how it actually worked. I mean, I understand the concept, but how many bars, like past the setup,
It goes
is it
forever.
valid?
It goes forever, and I have considered limiting it. Right, I've considered limiting it.
So like right now, this one would be entering right now. We're literally at this bar that you're on right now. The current bar would enter on that last one. You'd be
This
long
one,
right now.
well, this one it would have already. This one would hit the stop loss. It went straight
Oh,
through.
it did. Oh yeah.
I mean,
But let's say
on
it didn't, but you would have
yeah.
entered there even though it's 3 bars later. Okay.
Right, and even so, like, I know it sounds crazy, but like sometimes even I've seen some where like it comes from far away, you know, like, and still triggers them. Like, see, these over here are, you know, coming from clear over to here, and so um I've thought about that though. I did think about like limiting it to X amount of bars, but I'll be experimenting around with that. I just got the
Well,
basic version out so far.
I'm wondering if maybe instead of X amount of bars, it's once a new signal in the same direction triggers or shows, right, locks in,
Right.
then the previous one goes away.
Yeah.
You know, maybe something I don't know. You'd have to test it, but because then I mean you got to kind of figure that I don't know, just logically thinking if it's based on trends and it's starting to take out previous entry levels, then maybe the trend has shifted, and
Right.
maybe we should be looking for this stuff in the other direction.
Yeah, so basically it would just be kind of signal to signal where I've used an indicator like that before where it's like basically it's only going to show the latest buy or the latest sell, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Which makes
I'd be open to that.
which makes sense in a trending market, right? Because if it's going to continue moving, it's going to pull back, it's going to do small pullback and go.
And it would get rid of all of these
Yeah,
sales that
yeah.
were just pushed through today. Because yeah, I could
Because
see.
otherwise, yeah, because by that point it's already shifted, right? The trend has
Mm-hmm.
changed, right? We've taken out structure.
Yeah. See, like it's just so crazy because like I know it's not super visible, like you wouldn't notice it right away, but how do you get rid of all drawings? Let's see. But like, look, this is a it's so fast. Like, look, it would have triggered here, right? And when this candle closed, then it would have opened, dipped into there, in the same candle hit TP2 right here. So I'm thinking more like risk to reward style trades, you know, like, you know, bam, there's your TP2 right there. But then when you know, in this candle, and this candle closed here, which set up another pending order, and then in this candle, it dipped into that candle, and then bam, it ripped up to TP2 as well. So it's just like in these types of markets where it's just like, you know, moving up or down quickly like this, just wait. I already have a filter on it that's similar to TV Blast. So if you guys that like TV Blast and you know how that's the whole idea that I have around it is like, you know, think about TV Blast and how TV Blast, like, it has really straight momentum style push up or push down. Well, then identifying areas inside of TV Blast to where you can enter with pending orders on like kind of a retest so that we're limiting the risk. If you think about it like this, like let's say these are TV Blast candles, green, green, green. Well, yes, normally you would enter here, stop loss would be down below here, but you'd be entering at the close of the candle, which means your total risk is between here and here. But what if you could actually enter in the wick of the previous candle? That's what this is, right? And so it's giving you lower risk, more reward. And in a TV Blast type of environment, you know that's going to be powerful. So I just got to dial it in, and I'm doing that. So this is going to, I think this is going to be another really popular strategy right here. Something that we're probably going to want to just keep on our screen often.
Aaron, about 35 minutes ago, there was one of your on MNQ, the 5-minute red zone sell. It was a 70-point zone, but it was an
Well,
easy 2-to-1.
well, yeah, no, and I was thinking about you earlier too. I wanted to bring this up, is that if you look at the first one that happened basically right at the open,
Yeah.
that one was like 100 points. It was like 360. Yeah, 360. Yeah, there's a 100-point zone, and that one hit. So both of those hit TP.
We must have different filters because I only see a tiny one for like about,
Was
I
that
don't
at
know, for about,
was that at 9:45 Eastern?
no, it formed at 9:25 Eastern. That's when it formed. I must have different filters on. I only have filter 1. That's it.
Oh, so do I. That's weird.
On MNQ, right at 9:25, there's a small little red box, which is basically like, I don't know, 25 points. And my next one is at 341 to 272. I wouldn't have taken a zone trade right at the beginning of market open anyway, but that other one, it was a little big risk because it was 70 points, but wow, it was an easy 2-to-1.
Yeah, no, I see that one. That one, the bar that formed it was basically 10 a.m. Eastern on my chart, and then it would have triggered it basically the next bar.
It's interesting when you switch over to NQ, you don't get that red one. You actually get a green one a little earlier.
Interesting.
Two totally different. It's like two different. It's like Apple and Microsoft, honestly.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's like two totally different. And when you watch order flow, it literally makes your head hurt because you're like, why and how? Why is there so much buying on NASDAQ and so much selling on the mini versus the micro version? And you're just all you can think is, okay, so somebody's either hedging this or literally you have one set of traders that are just actually going full long on MNQ and not paying attention to NASDAQ. It's just two totally different sets of traders. It's crazy.
Yeah, I like the MNQ because I trade the micros, but also it has 3 times the volume as NQ as well.
Yeah. I don't know. I find that I don't know why, I don't know how or what this is, but I find that when I see signals for things that I've created on NQ and MNQ, like if I get a signal on, let's say we get a Titan signal on NASDAQ and on MNQ at the exact same time, it's so much more likely that MNQ loses while NASDAQ wins. I don't know. And it's just this tiniest little bit. By the way, you guys, right here where we're at, here, I'll just pull this over here. There's a lot of trading that happened previously. You see all these orders right here. There was a bunch of buy orders that came in that failed to be rewarded, and see prices back at that area again. If the behavior remains the same, it also happened here too. You can see even on the micro version. So if the behavior in this area stays the same and we start to see a shift, where sellers start to get more aggressive and we see price turning over, or we see wicks and wicks like we're seeing here, might be a little area to focus on. I just see these orders in here, and you can see big ones right here and big ones right there. Your job is just to say what's happening. Is it rejecting this time, or is it not? Look for a sign. Look for some delta. Everyone's got trade ovate.
And there was a 5-minute extreme and 2 1-minutes that won in the last little while.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I am about to hop off here. I'm 15 minutes past my time, but I've put my results in here somewhere. Where'd they go? Green every day this week. So it's Wednesday. I beat my I beat my record for the week. I've had some smaller days, but this week, but today was pretty good. And yeah, so NFP is done. Let me just take a quick look at this calendar here. We got Oh, we got CPI. So CPI, that's going to be a good one. That's on Friday. I might start digging into that, and I'll share a little bit of my ideas on that, on CPI, because that, I feel like there's a lot of eyes on that. So I'll look into that. That's on Friday. That will also be at 6:30. Oh, by the way, there's one more thing I wanted to point out. Today, before the open, I mean, before the news came out right here, 6:30. Where was it? What am I on? This is on the micro version. Let me check regular NASDAQ here. Maybe not. Never mind. I was looking at it on my phone. I was thinking that there was like, I thought that there was a really super obvious thing that had happened right before the news that kind of showed that it was going to be going up or could show the positioning. But I was looking on my phone, and I had also like just woke up, so maybe I was seeing things. I thought that I had seen like a really obvious, just like sweep of the lows, right? I think maybe I was looking at this thinking something else, like, oh, like, like imagine you see this right before news, it's kind of obvious, like, oh, quick sweep, and then price goes up and the news goes up. But yeah, maybe I was still asleep, so never mind. Forget I said anything. I'll see you guys in the morning.
See ya.
All right.
Cool. Thanks, Ken.
Thank you, Ken.
You're welcome.
All right. Thanks again. Have a good one.
You're welcome. See you later, guys.
Have a good day. Bye.